and I'll take care of shutting her down.
You guys are live on YouTube.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Midcoast Solid Waste Corporation Board of Directors meeting for October 29th, 2020. With that, we're going to address our agenda. The first item, as usual, is any public or director comments. Obviously, we have no public here at this moment in time, but any directors have any comments they'd like to make in general or anything specific? I'll make one on behalf of myself and Kern. We're meeting here tonight because we agreed 2 months ago to meet in person and live meeting, which is great. None of us know what tomorrow is going to bring, and if we'll discuss tonight, the potential of our next meeting will logically be in December for bi-monthly. So it's a dynamic situation. So one of the comment I discussed with a few directors about we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We just don't know. So we're going to have to everything from Augusta changing regulations to just plain being smart. We're all struggling with how to balance of involving the public as part of our job, and also to make sure everybody can somehow attend a meeting and feel safe. There's no magic to it. In this room, we in Camden have been able to do a hybrid. It ain't the most efficient thing in the world. It's been challenging. This is not designed as a conference room. This is designed as a meeting room. We have been able to make it work, but it has some pluses and minuses. So long story short, I'm certainly welcome to any inputs from your side as to going forward. But between now and the next meeting, myself and Kern, I think in particular, with some other help, we probably will identify what options we have to execute meetings going forward, and then bounce them off of you as directors and see what you're comfortable with. Everything from, God willing, we're clear as a bell and we're going to meet in private, in person, to 100% Zoom, we just don't know. So I wanted to just raise that flag. And then we'll probably have to do that, Kern, by communicating with the staff, the directors by email and or phone calls between now and the next meeting. So I think it's important we just understand that we're living in a fluid situation. And because it was 2 months ago, I believe, was the date when we agreed to have this meeting in person. Some say things are changing. Who knows? Time will tell. So if you're, please feel free to make any comments, but that's what we propose to do going forward. The options are fairly limited, frankly. Again, balancing those balls. But with that, if there are no other direct comments, I will ask for a review approval of the August 26th, 2020 meeting minutes. Any comments on the meeting minutes? I have a motion to accept.
I would make a motion to accept the August 26th meeting minutes.
A motion made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, the minutes for August 26th are hereby approved. In our packet tonight, we have a facility manager report as usual. Thank you, Mike. Very, very detailed. I'm sure you've all had a chance to take a look at it. Mike, do you have anything you'd like to highlight in that report to us?
Just one highlight would be the October 14th Safety Committee meeting. It's something that the facility had done in the past. It had been several years since we'd had one. And I thought it was a very good meeting. We had 9 employees there. Beth was there as well to take minutes. Beth, maybe you can confirm that it was a very good meeting to get the guys together and start thinking about safety again. We came up with a lot of good topics, too many topics really to get done in a 1-hour meeting. But we've got a good plan moving forward with continuing with the safety topics at the facility. So that's the only real highlight I have for this month.
Okay. Any comments from the directors? Please, Brian.
Question, have you noticed any significant changes from, say, a year ago? I know you weren't here a year ago, but I mean, in general, has has the workload increased or decreased in general from this pandemic? I'm guessing it has gone down, but especially the landfill, but I could be 100% wrong.
I think you might be. Because a lot of people are working from home.
Okay.
A lot of people are cleaning out their garages.
Okay.
A lot of people, they're bringing in
Everything that they
stuff.
want to get rid of.
Usually, we're still seeing, for an example, 8 municipal waste cans a week going off-site. Okay, now that's typical in the summer, but that tends to slow down this time of year.
Right.
We're still seeing it. People are still bringing their trash in. Wednesdays and Thursdays are slow days. We're still seeing a pretty steady stream of people coming in. And same with the landfill as well.
Okay.
So we are still seeing material.
And people aren't going home.
Right.
A lot of the summer residents are still here.
That's another excellent point. A lot of people that have summer homes are staying here.
That could actually increase. Interesting. Any questions of Mike on his facility manager report, other than Brian's? Not hearing any, we'll move on to item D, which is the election and approval of officer of the corporation for our secretary. Have to admit, it's a little straining to have this first meeting without our dear friend Dave Barrows here, but he will, I think Kern knows that he will never be replaced.
No.
But anyway, we need to proceed with an election of one of us or somebody as secretary.
I would like to speak just quickly on that.
Sure.
Where I am currently harboring or shouldering both votes for the town of Lincolnville until we come up with the right person to slide in his seat. I am willing and able to take that in an interim basis. If we want, I'll have to re-educate myself on the duties of the secretary, but I am willing if the board, is okay with that. If not, I'm good with that too.
Okay. I don't believe the secretary duties are very heavy to start with, so if that's acceptable, I'd like a motion to approve Kern.
I would make a motion to approve Kern Lake as at least the interim secretary until the town of Lincolnville gets a second member on the board.
I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you, Wendy. Discussion? All those in favor? I'm sorry, Beth. you have a question?
You're already vice president, right?
I'm sorry?
He already holds an office.
I do.
So I guess we can do that, right? Have two.
I'm sorry, he holds up?
Kern already holds an office as vice president.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, because it's not a big.
I don't think probably the bylaws.
Just wanted to double
It's
check.
not a
Okay.
problem. Most bylaws don't get that specific to preclude that kind of situation because of manpower, so we're not going to let us worry about it, but good comment. All those in favor?
And I'll abstain.
You can vote for yourself, it's okay. It's unanimous. It's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've had, item E, I've had a number of discussions with a number of you individually and some collectively, but it's actually a positive comment. I think Mcsw Solid Waste Corporation, our board is, thanks to Mike and Beth and all, how things have operated, it seems to me to be, it's somewhat inefficient to have monthly meetings. Our bylaws allow us to do even 3 months, but I think at this point in time, I'm proposing that we're going to do bi-monthly, which would mean our next meeting will be in December. We will issue, or Beth will at some point in time, a calendar for the balance of the year. That does not preclude having a special meeting for a budget or something like that, and we can always do that, especially a budget, because that's amongst us only. We could even do a Zoom thing, and, just to go over the budget at a special meeting, but it seems, I think we're at the point where we can look at bi-monthly meetings unless I have any serious concerns from any of you. Open the floor to any discussion on that. Wendy?
No, I'm in no opposition at all, but I'm thinking, as he's saying.
You wanna hit your button.
Sorry. I'm not used to. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm considering that his budget, he had planned for November. So I would recommend we think about maybe, instead of the end of the month in December, obviously, having an early December meeting.
Currently, we're.
Just get that
currently-
started, dig
Good
into
point.
it.
Well, currently, we're scheduled for December 16th.
Oh, is that the date already
Well, that's currently,
suggested?
that's what we'll confirm that with you, because we want to stay away from Christmas, and that, we don't do the third or fourth week, Wednesday of the month. But I still think there's also, that's most likely what will happen with the budget, unless, for some reason, the budget, the board meeting for the 16th gets heavy, then we may have to contemplate doing something alternative. But I know Mike is contemplating November 10th.
November 10th, the Finance Committee is scheduled to meet.
Good. So the process, I am sure that it will go very smoothly this year. But-
Smooth as butter.
And by the way, just because we're having bi-monthly board meetings doesn't mean we can't have monthly facility manager reports. So that there's any issues going on for which we may want to read and monitor, we can still do that on a monthly basis. I think that makes a lot of sense, because Mike has a lot of things going on, and they're very interesting, very dynamic, but
Yeah, absolutely. I'll still continue to, create and distribute a monthly report of the facility.
yeah.
That would be great. That was the only question that I had. Will we still get the monthly, the monthly report from you? I got to be real honest with you. I never thought we would get to, I never did, because it just didn't make any progress. My hat's off to you. This has changed so much, Mike, and I know anybody that's been here for any period of time, it's unbelievable. And when I saw that, I know we've touched on it a couple of times, and then last meeting, Bob said, well, I'm thinking that will be a topic on the next agenda, and wow, dude, wow.
I appreciate it.
Good job, really good job.
Ask because you can't see me smile. So, thank you.
Well, I think it's practical. We're all busy. If we need an emergency meeting or something, we'll schedule it. But I think, Beth, two things the meeting should reflect, the meeting notes. One, on a monthly basis, we should issue to the board the facility manager report in the same email, financials. Because there's no reason why we shouldn't be monitoring that on a continuing basis. So that we
I can
don't-
include that in the manager report as well.
Fine, yeah, however you want to do it, that's fine, but we want a summary of expenses and revenue every month. Those are advantages. We don't need to, I don't think, to deal with accounts receivable on a monthly basis. That's not really a board function, in my opinion, anyway, but unless there's a problem someplace, that's the issue. But unless there's any dramatic disagreement, I think we should schedule at least the next meeting for December 16th, and we will, and Beth will have to get us out a revised calendar for the balance of the year, which logically will be February, April, and June. Okay?
And I'll just add, I will submit the monthly report on the same schedule we've been doing. So we send it out, the third Friday in the month, I believe. It'll go out.
Perfect, that would be perfect. Are there any other questions regarding the schedule? Brian?
It's not a question. Obviously, I haven't been here very long, but this plan seems to make sense to me, and that 2 months is fine, and if it should be as needed. If we need a fill-in meeting here and there, that would make perfect sense, but if you don't have meetings just to have meetings, so, and unless there's a true need to have something between the 2 months, I would think that this was a good plan going forward, and it always can change, so it's, it's a fluid type of thing, depending on what obviously goes on. Hopefully things go swimmingly, but we know how the world works.
Well, in the history of this board, I haven't seen situations where we've had more than monthly meetings, and I've also, but I think it's a credit to, yes, Mike and the whole staff that we are able to do this at this point in time. It makes a lot of sense, and it's practically realistic to me, so we will do that going forward.
This actually is going to help the committees do more work, and with actually, less time constraints.
I
It
totally-
actually works out. Really good.
Yeah, we're lucky to be here. We're not lucky, we're here because of a lot of people's hard work, but it's been an objective of all of ours for a long time, and we're happy we're here. That said, we will go with bi-monthly. The next meeting will be December 16th, and we will confirm a calendar of the February, April, and June dates to the rest of the board, and then any specials will slip in between. Basically, the same dates we had on original calendar for for February, April, and June. Item F, we do have the financials to report. Any comments, Mike, to your perspective on the financials? It looks to me, as I saw, at this point in time, we're the better part of $100,000 to the black
Yep,
at this point in time.
yep, and I have both of those reports here from September. If there are any questions, we can pull it up. I mean, You're absolutely right.
Are there any accounts where you see an issue with us having a budget problem?
nope, nope.
Because this is
See
for
anything.
July, August, September. This is a quarterly report.
Yes.
Well, that's
No,
good.
everything looks good.
Come on, guys, we've got to come up with some bad news here. This is getting too easy.
I can spend more money if you want.
No, no.
I got ideas.
So, well, with that, I think that's the last item on our hard agenda. We'll go and terminate the video portion, and we will adjourn this meeting and enter into an executive session.